Hi guys, welcome to HoboRec Studios. I'm Ulf, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about a recording session I had recently with a band called Siberian and some pretty creative setups we had to make that session very smooth. The ideas behind the recording we did with Siberian was actually from the band themselves. They wanted to put down the fundamentals of the songs as live takes, and that's what we did for drums, bass, and guitar. Then we double tracked the guitar after the fact, but the fundamentals is drums, bass, and guitar. The guitar player basically has like three types of sounds. So instead of concentrating on changing the sounds while he was playing, or instead of just recording those parts in different takes, we recorded all three sounds simultaneously. We recorded it through 3 amps at the same time, so we had one with high gain, one with a bit more crunchy sound, and one clean guitar. Then in the mixing, we can just cut between those where they're supposed to be, or blend them to taste if that's what's appropriate for the specific part of the song. And I've really loved doing live recordings lately. I think it's so much more fun to hear the songs in full context and see the band play together instead of just focusing on small details. It gets more musical, and I think it's more engaging for the bands too. I have a little rundown of what we had during the recording with Siberian. So I did some filming with my iPhone and talked a little bit to the band. So I'm going to show you that now, and then we're going to have a look at the clip where they play. You can see pretty much what it sounds like. Yeah, basically the live take, how it sounded straight from the board. The high gain guitar and the crunch guitar was recorded through these beautiful Marshall heads, and the clean guitar sound came through this Fender twin reverb, but we had a separate speaker in another room, so we didn't have the sound in the live room together with the drums. For the band, the guitar sound was monitored through this Helix pedal, so that they could hear the appropriate sound for the appropriate parts while they were playing, but the actual sound that was recorded was from the 3 amps. I don't remember exactly how, but obviously the signal had to be split 4 ways to go through the Helix and the 3 different amps, and it was all done through this little setup here. And the guitar that was used was this beautiful gold top Les Paul from the 60s. The high gain Marshall GVM went through this vintage Marshall 4x12 cab and recorded with 2 SM57s in a Fredman setup. And the Marshall Silver Jubilee went through this other vintage Marshall cab that actually has bass speakers in it. So it has a resonance frequency of 50 Hz instead of 75 as the regular guitar cabinet. It's mic'd up with a crawl-in trip ribbon microphone and a PML DC96, now known as MyLab microphones. The Fender Twin Reverb went through a DIY built speaker 2x12 with an open back, mic'd up with a crawl-in trip ribbon microphone. For the bass guitar, we also split the signal in 3, and we have on top here a Laney clip, which is used for a clean amp, and on the bottom we have an Ampeg SVT that we run with more distortion, and then obviously we have just a clean DI directly from the bass. For the distorted channel, we use this Reaper pedal OCD clone. It's a V4 clone, I think, and the clean channel through the Laney clip has some compression on the way in. The bass guitar used is this Dingwald, and it's a signature model from Nolly. And I've heard a lot of good things about this before, being good for low-tuned bass, and I have to say those rumors were pretty accurate. The distorted Ampeg went through this Ampeg 8x10 cabinet, usually never goes wrong, and we have a 421 on there and also a Neumann KM76. For the clean channel, we went through this PV 15-inch with a Shure SM7. For the drums, we used the in-house kit for the kick, and it's a Rogers 22-inch. And for the toms, we used Daniel's DV Performance Series kit, 12, 14, and 16-inch with coated Remo Ambassador batter heads. Daniel had a good variety of cymbals, but unfortunately he managed to break the ride during the first day of tracking, so we had to fix that. Maybe not the fanciest, but it worked and it sounded great for the rest of the recording. For the snare we use an SM57 on the top and an AKG 414 on the bottom, and my favorite MyLab VM44s on the toms, Sennheiser 541s on hi-hat and ride, a combination of a Shure Beta 52 and also a microphone that is custom built. It should be like a FET version of U67, but it has a front and back plate with separated signals. Neumann U87s for overheads, a U47 clone for mono room mic, and in the ISO room next to the big live room we have Neumann TLM 103s as more reverberant ambient microphones. The clean bass and clean guitar also got some extra glue through these LA2As. The ambience mics for the drums went through this LA3As, and the mono room mic got nuked through this distressor. Some light snare compression on the way in through this DBX 160 and also some 1176 on the kick. For the most part we used the microphone preamps on the Harrison console, but some stuff went through some external here. And to be honest, I don't remember exactly what we used for what, but I think we had the TLM 103s through the Stam Audio. The ribbon microphones went through the AMAC Neve preamps, and the line bass went through the Universal Audio inside kick and top snare on these Siemens preamps. I did some EQing and stuff on the way in, and also some EQing while listening in the control room, and then everything goes through this Audioscape decomp for listening back while recording. A cool thing when you track guitar through multiple amps, if you have the microphones on a little further distance on one of the amps, if you pan them left and right, you get a pretty nice stereo image out of it. For the finished production we obviously double tracked the guitars, but now for the purpose of this video I just want to show what it sounded like with the raw live takes. Another big benefit working like this, having everything rigged and recording live, even if you're not gonna keep everything live, just keep the drums and do overdubs later, you still have everything rigged. So if any of the musicians get tired, you can just move on to the next one and take turns back and forth, and the one that are in best shape to record can do it at that moment because everything is there, and you can just record. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, please share it with friends. I would really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. Write any comments, questions you have, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And see you in the next video. Bye bye. Cheers.